bringing in CNN chief international correspondent Clarissa Ward. Clarissa, a lot of new information this morning, and you have been to and from already what might be the biggest hotspot, the most tense area in the entire nation.
So, John, these front lines between the Ukrainian military and Russian-backed separatists in the far east of the country have been largely frozen for years. The war has been going on for 8 years, but they have been largely frozen up until really the last couple of days, where we started to see a major uptick, particularly yesterday, heavy shelling in one town, Luhansk, Stanция Luhanska. The Ukrainian military took us there in dark, which is very unusual for them, because they wanted to show the world what's been happening. Take a look.
The Ukrainian military has brought us nearly 400 miles towards the front lines in the east of the country. It's already dark by the time we land. We'll only have a short time on the ground, but they are determined to show us the aftermath of heavy shelling earlier in the day.
This kindergarten is less than 3 miles from the so-called line of contact, the front line. And witnesses in this area said that around 8 or 9 o'clock this morning, they started to hear shelling. It was loud enough that they could hear the whistle of the shells going by, and 2 of them landed here at this kindergarten. Let's take a look.
At the end of the hallway, this is what remains of the playroom. The military says the first shell hit at 8:45. Mercifully, the children were eating breakfast in another part of the building. Teacher Yulia Semenyenko tells me she immediately rushed them into the hallway, away from the windows.
So she's saying in that moment, she was only really afraid for the children.
I ask her how they reacted to the situation. Our youngest children thought it was all a game at first, and we just let them pretend, she tells us. Our older children understood what was happening, and they were afraid. Video released by Ukrainian police shows the kids being hastily evacuated from the building.
Obviously, it's very dark here. I'm not sure if you can see, but this is actually a children's playground. And if you just turn over here, you can see this is a crater, and the local authorities are telling us that this is where the other shell hit.
Our time on the ground is restricted. Fighting usually begins after dark here. As we finish up a live shot, our Ukrainian minders grow nervous.
Did you hear the sound?
Yes, I hear it.
Let's go to the bus, guys.
John, please excuse me, but our Ukrainian military minders are asking us to move because of that shelling. So we will check in with you as soon as we can. Thank you.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go, guys, please.
On an average day, there might be 3 or 4 major ceasefire violations around here. Today, the military says there have been more than 30.
Let's go, guys.
Okay. They're telling us we have to go now. There's a steady stream of artillery that we can hear in the distance. So we're getting onto the bus to leave.
In the hours after we leave, another shell hits a house in the same town as this front line continues to heat up at a time when calm is desperately needed.
Now, I should say, John, that people in those separatist areas have also been reporting an uptick in shelling coming into their areas from the Ukrainian side. CNN hasn't been able to independently confirm those claims. But what this escalation really amounts to, or what the concern is that it could provide some kind of a pretext for President Putin then to launch some kind of military intervention. We don't know what that might look like, to protect people in those separatist areas, many of whom, roughly 600,000 of whom carry Russian passports. John, Brianna.
Clarissa, speaking to you just a few hours ago and again this morning, one of the things I'm left with is that you think this feels different and decidedly looks different than it has. I mean, yes, this has been going on for 8 years, but now they've entered a new phase. One of the questions has been, well, if Vladimir Putin doesn't invade further today, maybe he just keeps this posture up for weeks, if not months. But this level of tension, this level of violence, how sustainable is that?
Well, this is always the worry, right? I mean, it may be that President Putin has already achieved his objective, that he's already destabilizing Ukraine simply by having tensions at this level. But once you have significant activity taking place on front lines that, as I mentioned before, have been largely quiet for many years now, you are dramatically escalating the possibility that this could devolve into something very, very different. And that's why this is such a dangerous inflection point, and that's why it does feel a little bit different. I don't want to overstate it, John. There have been ceasefire violations on a daily basis for some time. We visited the front line before, just a couple of weeks ago, and we heard a grenade, land about 200, 300 feet away from us. But it was right on the front line. This is slightly different, or it felt slightly different from my perspective as a journalist on the ground, nearly 3 miles away from the front line, hitting a kindergarten, also hitting a house. I don't want to try to imply that those were specifically targeted as civilian structures, but certainly it does raise the specter, as I mentioned before, of things getting out of control. And that's the real fear here, John.
When Ukraine knows that the Russians could be plotting a false flag incident, a fake incident that would require Russia to respond in theory, does this put even more pressure on Ukraine to show restraint? How do they try to thread that needle?
So, Russia is very well known for implementing something called provokatia, right? Provocations, which then draw people into a bloody conflict. And so, yes, now Ukraine is put in a situation where they're seeing shells landing on civilian structures like kindergartens. How do they respond? If they respond forcefully, they very much run the risk of falling in to the plans, potentially, of the Russian side. And so that makes it very difficult because they also have to defend themselves. So it becomes very complex to know how to respond for Ukrainian forces in that situation, and even more so because those entire areas by the front lines under the Minsk Accords, which were these sort of peace agreements to help stop the violence on those front lines, are supposed to be quiet. There are not supposed to be heavy weapons used there at all. They're supposed to be pulled right back. And so you get into a situation where that could quickly be jeopardized potentially, John.
Clarissa Ward taking us to the front lines and then back again. Thank you so much for that report.
Secretary of State Tony Blinken warned the United Nations yesterday that Russia might justify military action against Ukraine with a staged attack. Let's listen.
It could be a fabricated so-called terrorist bombing inside Russia, the invented discovery of a mass grave, a staged drone strike against civilians, or a fake, even a real, attack using chemical weapons. Russia may describe this event as ethnic cleansing or a genocide, making a mockery of a concept that we in this chamber do not take lightly.
Joining us now is Democratic Senator Ben Cardin of Maryland. He serves on the Foreign Relations Committee. He's also the chair of the Commission on Security and Cooperation in Europe. Sir, thank you so much for being with us. I just wonder, you saw this report from our Clarissa Ward about this shelling of this kindergarten. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, Brianna, it's an extremely dangerous situation. We now see the provocations being instituted by Russia. We know the troop levels that are on the border that could easily incur into Ukraine at any time. We know Mr. Putin's desires. We have U.S. intelligence and global intelligence that show that he is determined to do something in regards to the independence of Ukraine. It's an extremely dangerous situation. We've seen this play out before in Georgia, where Russia's provocation was used as justification for taking over territory in Georgia. So this playbook we've seen before. It's an extremely dangerous situation.